When couples have not decided to change, there are three big behaviors that you're going to see. And I got this out of a book by some psychologists, Prochaska and Prochaska, and they call it the 3Ds. So I just want to give them credit. But when I read it, it's like, that makes a lot of sense to me. I have seen all of those behaviors. And the first D is they just don't know how. When I don't know what to do or how to do it, I get kind of paralyzed at times, and I ignore it and hope it will go away. When my wife and I went through a time and we were really struggling, and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't even understand the problem, and I don't think she was even aware. She was just unhappy with her life and with our marriage, and I think with me. But I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to do, so I kind of shrugged my shoulders and ignored it, because when we don't know how to do something, we just get kind of frozen. The next big D is demoralization. Have you ever just kind of given up hope, or it looks bleak? This happens in marriage relationships all the time. Someone just doesn't know what to do, or they've tried really hard for a long time and they've given up. I love David in the Psalms, because he writes about this. In Psalm 13, he just says, how long, O Lord, will you forget me? Forever. How long will I have anguish in my soul? And he calls out to God, and I think he's demoralized. Now he does call out to God, so that's a good thing. And I find myself doing that and going, God help me. I don't know what to do in this situation. One time I ran into a woman, and I told her that I do marriage ministry, and she kind of looked at me and she said, well, why is my marriage failing? And I felt so bad. I didn't know. I said, have you prayed about it? She said, prayed about it? That's all I do is pray about it. And she was demoralized. I think she's just like David. She was calling out to God, going, God, I don't know what to do about this. And she didn't have any hope. And the longer she sat there, the less hope that she had, because she just didn't see a way out. She was a very strong Christian. Her husband led a Bible study at church, but she was very demoralized and had lost a lot of hope. And the third D is defensiveness. I see this all the time. In the defensiveness has a few different things and a few different causes, and I don't have a lot of time to go into it here, but we get defensive. And sometimes it's a way of arguing my point because I don't think I'm wrong. I know I do that a lot. Sometimes it's no, you just don't understand. It's like this. And we defend because we want to support our position and our beliefs, and we're resistant to that change. Other times defensiveness looks more like just ignoring something or withdrawing. Someone says something to you, and instead of going, it's like, I'm not having this conversation with you, you just kind of shut down and might even politely nod. And so you, as marriage mentors, can see this, and you sense this resistance. And it's easy to go, well, this couple just doesn't want change. And you might be right, but they might be just very demoralized and defensive. And so recognizing that is part of what the behavior you'll see, and that it is okay, because that's just part of the process, is how do we get beyond the defensiveness? So what do we do about it? Okay, the don't know how. We emphasize a lot that we have very practical tools that will increase marriage satisfaction. And I think when people don't know how, they kind of go, oh, what are those tools? And it gets their interest because they're looking for something, or they're wondering if there's a way out. Now, demoralization. So when they've lost hope, testimonies help a lot. So we teach this class, and we do whatever we can to get in couples that have struggled in their marriage and found a way out. Because just hearing somebody else say that is so encouraging, and it gives you hope. And it never fails that someone goes, the best part of the class was just hearing some testimonies and hearing stories of other couples that are, where we're at today. And that gave me hope. And I now have hope to be able to continue. And the last one, defensiveness. So part of defensiveness is creating safety. And if someone feels they're going to be criticized, they'll try to protect themselves. And so defensiveness lowers when you can create a safe environment. How do you do that? It's showing value to people. It's showing respect. It's showing that you're listening, that you're really trying to understand them. And if we understood that with our spouses, that much of it is about respect and listening and trying to really understand their point of view, even when we might not agree, our defensiveness lowers. So again, 3 things to do. For don't know how, suggest practical tools, or just say that you have them. And we often hear people will go, ooh, I really like the tools that I got. I now know a little bit more what to do. Demoralization, any stories you can provide, any hope always helps. Testimonies are great. If you have a great story of times you struggled in your marriage and how you got through it, share that with couples. And lastly, defensiveness, create a safe environment. Listen, encourage them, validate what they're feeling, and defenses will lower. So stick around. I am going to go and get a little bit deeper into this change process, and my next series of posts will be about tips and techniques of what you actually do.